All right, dog. We commented on episode 1 of season 2 of Coach Prime, but episode 2 was just as good. You know what I'm saying? So, what were some of your takeaways from episode 2, dog?
Well, first, just the quality of this whole project. I looked at it as you looked at. If you ever seen Last Chance U on Netflix, this marvels this, man. It really does. This project. You got Snoop Dogg commentating the thing. It's a real good project, an inside look on the program, and you really see what Dion is trying to, Coach Prime is trying to do is get scouts out there. You saw the scouts back at the school looking at the program, and as I spoke earlier on a previous episode, is I was a ball boy at Jackson State. In the early 2000s, in the year 2000, uh, we had two first round. Jackson State had two first round draft picks in that year with Sylvester Morris and Rashad Anderson. Two
That was
first
your
round,
boy.
huh?
Sylvester Morris was your one. You used to stay talking about him.
He's a cat, man. We used to call him Cat. And the thing about that was it was not just the two first round picks. It was what the scouts were able to do when you had scouts around the program. They looking at your players. It was a receiver there, Leroy Fields. Old heads, Jackson State fans would know him. He's probably like the fourth option on the team at that because you had uh, Sylvester Morris, Daniel Guy, and Torrey Thickpen. And so you had
The real ones for the love your ass, because you dropping all these names on there.
you had Leroy Fields on there, but he got drafted because guess what? The scouts were there. The scouts were around the program. He was putting in work, and they saw his measurables, and he made a little career out of himself in the NFL because of what the eyes are able to do. You also had Destry Wright that got picked up with the Steelers as undrafted free agent. You got Eric Chandler who got drafted in that year as well. So you had 4 draft picks that year. I'm just saying, with people that say that, man, you go to Jackson State, you're not going to get seen and all this other stuff. You can get seen if you show out. The team is showing out. The team is producing. The team is doing this and that, and it's going to continue to churn out players. You can players for the university. It's going to help out the players that might not have been seen. Now they get a chance to really be seen and shine, and show off what they can do. Again, man, I go back to Aubrey Miller. I really love his growth and maturation. And another thing, what Prime is trying to do with these young men. And you saw him sitting down with this young man on interviews, trying to coach him into not saying man, you saying man and all this other stuff so many times. He had him watching Ray Lewis, Luke. That was something eye opening. A lot of people don't get to see, and you see that you don't. I bet you if you go to one of these big schools, you don't see the top coaches sitting down with these young men like that. And that was something very unique, and what a perspective that you can get at a HBCU. Have truly care for our young men and stuff like that.
That was dope.
Another thing too, of course, with the blowout with the Tennessee State game, but that Louisiana Monroe game was a game we frustrating to watch. And a lot of things frustrating with that game is you heard them say that they were calling out our plays for the on the offense, and which really you can't. If the defense knows your plays, anybody knows who played football, coach football, or anything. Defense knows your plays and got a beat on what you're doing. That's a problem, man. That's a huge problem, and that's something that was hinted at that was going to be addressed. And you see how the season played out with a couple moves that was going on, and was something that's was eye-opening to see, and it was really some real background stuff that we got to see that was going on behind. But that's what I got, man. But what you got?
Man, going back to Aubrey Miller, man, and the scouting. To see a scout call that young man undersized when it looked like that young man got every goddamn muscle you supposed to have. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That young man looked like a fucking truck. But it goes back to how damn hard it is to make it to the pros. Not saying this brother won't make it. I think he should make, because as he said, uh something to the effect of, yeah, he might be undersized physically, but his play could be oversized. You know what I'm talking about? We've seen some undersized guys at various positions do well in the league. You know what I'm saying? I think he can be one of those guys. But just to hear a scout call a young man who, when I see him, even going back to last year, season 1, because they spotlighted him last year, season 1, and to see him, shit, this young man got that pop, 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 all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Big cock, these a motherfucker. But an NFL scout say you're undersized. Then how big are these motherfuckers in the league then? Okay? Young men, young women, for whatever sport you fuck with. You gotta put in that work. This shit hard now. This shit hard. If you're gonna be undersized, your game better be oversized. So that stood out to me. Aubrey impersonating Coach Prime stood out to me as well. Now they did a little bit of that on in the post show on episode 1. But it kind of got back to it when when they were riding the truck with the other one, maybe the linebacker coach or something like that. That stood out to me because all my real ones that are coaches or you used to be a coach, y'all know. I think you've done some youth coaching, right? Mm-hmm. You know how the kids that you coach gonna impersonate you. It's part of it. You know what I'm saying? Now, the young man who does the best impersonation of me is a young man by the name of Justin Ellis. Out of all the youngins I ever taught or coached, that boy got me down to a science. Boy, I can't
gotta bring him on the show.
I can't do nothing but laugh when he does it, man. You know, but that's refreshing. Aubrey was slick, kind of worried though. He was like, man, coach don't like nobody with they impersonate. Youngins, we love that. Coach, every coach loves that, man. Unless you got a coach that just, I don't know. I've never met a coach that doesn't like it. You know what I'm saying? Because we know it's really that y'all admire us and you pay so much attention to us and our mannerisms and everything we do and stuff like that. So I gotta, you're right. I gotta get Justin either on here or I gotta get him to send me something, you know, to buy let him show. Cause that boy got me down to a sign. The player spotlight, the young man, I think his name was Tim.
Yes.
I didn't catch his last name in my notes, unfortunately. I should have went back and checked on that. But the young man who had got injured. But how that young man, bro, flipped that, and you know, and really, he on his way to the coaching ranks. He got it. He got that to be a coach. He reminded me of one of my youngest, David Holmes. David Holmes was right there. It was either him or Anthony Brown, who are my hardest working players ever. They weren't the most talented players I ever had. But in terms of what you tell them to do and how you want it done, they're going to try their best to do this shit. Then they're going to try to go that extra mile to do extra shit. David Holmes was like that. And now he's a personal trainer. You know, like he went through a lot in high school because he had some physical deficiencies. That no matter how hard he worked, bro, like it just wasn't gonna work because he just lacked, you know. That's why I be telling folks, man, quit telling these lying these motherfucking kids saying you can be whatever you want to be as long as you work hard. No, you need some ability now. God got to give you something then you gotta goddamn put forth the effort and make you gonna be excellent. Cause he put forth the effort. But I used to tell him, you're gonna be a coach. You're gonna be a hell of a coach. And I be damn. He is making me so damn proud as a personal trainer. So what I see from this young man who got hurt and didn't, I'm sure in some private moments he may have, been a little felt some type of way. But shit, he said he don't allow no negative thoughts to come in because one negative thought will lead to two. That
Right.
young man just got a good vibe, man. He's gonna be somebody that a kid is gonna want to play for one day. You know what I'm saying? So that was great that they featured that brother. And I wish him well. I need to go back, make sure I go back and look up. I know the real ones in the comments section. Y'all know his last name. You know what I'm saying? But I know they call him Tim. What did you think about Eddie George? Man, I like that they featured him on there. Do you think people really know how fucking great Eddie George was, man? I don't think a lot of people know.
I think people, besides up to a certain age, they understand how good he was. Was a Heisman winner at Ohio State.
Before it was just a quarterback award.
Yeah.
When was that when he got it? Because that wasn't too long ago. That's in our lifetime, man.
That was before
in the 90s.
95.
Man, a running back can still get a damn Heisman. Now it's just whoever the best quarterback was, best, not even the best quarterback, whoever got the best numbers at the big school.
It was crazy because his offensive lineman, Orlando Pace, was also in the runnings for that. So it wasn't just the best quarterback at that time.
Hey, Pace was a bad motherfucker.
Yeah. So
yeah, boy.
But
even in the league, though, Eddie was great in the league.
It was great in the league. And here's the thing with Aubrey Miller. What Aubrey Miller can take, he can still. Ray Lewis was small in the beginning. Eddie George used to put it on. Him and Ray Lewis used to have some battles early on, and Eddie George used to tell Ray Lewis, "You too small."
Because Eddie George is huge for a back. Most backs like Emmett, like 5'9" and stuff like that. Eddie, what, 6'1", 6'2"?
6'2"-ish, maybe 6'3".
Yeah, it's pretty tall for a back, man.
Yeah, so he used to tell it, and then Ray Lewis put on some weight, put on about 20 pounds, and you saw those battles in the early 2000s with those boys because they was in the same divisions. There was a bunch of clashes in there, so it's still time for Aubrey Miller to get to where the scouts want him. But that's one scout, so you only need one person to love you, one team to love you, and they do what they do. So that's just one scout you heard from.
If that brother might love his tape, he might have just been being 100 about his size. But if you turn on that tape,
yeah,
that boy flying around that field last year, goddamn. He was flying around the field. But getting back to Eddie George, though, like what I was getting at is this man really legendary in his own right as a player, but it still doesn't seem like him being at Tennessee State is having the same just big vibe as Prime being at Jack State.
Mm-hmm.
And that speaks to the fact that Prime ain't just a legendary football player. This man is a legendary personality.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of athletes can't have that sit down with Aubrey, like you said, and give them the game on how to properly speak before the media. Because hell, they don't know how to properly speak before the media them damn self. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but Eddie was a bad motherfucker, man. I was rooting for them in that Super Bowl against the damn Rams that time. I was hoping.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Just short.
Man, you spoke of Pretty Thaddeus on the previous segment. I wonder how Pretty Thaddeus felt about Fred Jones. Fred Jones was featured in the after all the smoke, bro. Because when they film that shit,
It's in the fall.
This months and months ago.
Last September.
So now when they film this and be putting it together, and now to see that after all the smoke that just came about with over the Southern Heritage Classic with Fred Jones, the TSU AD was in it. I wish they would have put the president up in there, you know what I'm talking about? But that was just funny to me to actually see the man and hear him after our brother Pretty Thaddeus came on here blasted that man.
Love it, man.
That boy thing crazy as hell, man. What now? This is interesting to me. What did you think about that O-line going against some motherfucking Manny Pettis, man? I'm interested to hear this from you because this is Mr. Man. This is Mr. Machismo over here, goddammit. So, what did you think about the O-line going to get Manny Pettis, bro?
Well, first of all, I only saw Pettis, so
they got them hands done too, goddammit. They got them both.
I didn't see all that. I didn't have a problem with it because I didn't have a problem with it. You have to, as a football player, you have to take care of your feet.
Right.
I learned that later on playing in it, but you have to take care of your feet. So that's something.
What about them hands? They got them hands done. You saw them boys getting them hands done.
I didn't see them boys get the hands done, but I don't understand that part of it for offensive linemen. Receivers, yeah, you take care of your hands. You learn about Chris Carter and stuff like that, how he used to take care of his hands and everything that was important to him. But it's important. It's important. It's something that these young men, they need that. And you saw, I'm not gonna call out these young men because they're young men, they're not professional, but you saw a whole bunch of dead skin coming out from one of them young men, and he needed that. He needed that. But we're gonna leave it at that.
So you be over here getting these pedicures on me. They're trying to tell me that.
I've had one in my lifetime. That's it.
Oh God. Oh God. America, you know this, man. You know why I'm saying this because this motherfucker here, boy, he be on smoke. But no, I knew you were gonna hit me with that, and I see a lot of hoopers, talk about that as well. Somebody having to take care of those feet. That's how you make your money, off your body. How you tell my boys that the ones that had a chance to really go somewhere, I'm like, shit. I tell them, you slick like a stripper. You make money off your body. Something wrong with your fucking body. Your ass, it's a wrap. So you better take care of your body. You know what I'm saying?
Be like AD.
So you ain't had to do that. That was not necessary. We didn't need that right there, America. This man does not give a damn about my mental health, America. But I don't know. Yeah, I know they got to take care of themselves. And it was good to have some team bonding. You know what I'm saying? That our O-line play. We had some moments. We had some moments. We had some moments in some games where the running game got some things done. You know what I'm saying? But it was good to see the team bonding. Manicure, pedicure, that ain't for me. That ain't my thing. You know what I'm talking about? But I get it. That's just me. Hell, you say you only had one.
I don't have one, but I'm gonna start going back. Man. I got good feet. I got pretty feet, man. I got pretty feet.
Don't say no shit like that. Got pretty feet. What the fuck is wrong with this man? Oh God. America, y'all chime in and tell us what y'all thought about episode 2. Or if you haven't watched it, go check it out. Support the program. Especially with them highlighting our Tiger. You know what I'm saying? These young men, they're doing a great job. They're showing themselves in a great light. You know what I'm saying? It's tough enough doing their jobs, but have these cameras stuck up in their faces while they're doing their jobs. I think they're doing a damn good job. And I'm sure right now they already filming season 3. You know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all support that. Put it on something. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard her. And also, visit Statement Tees, LLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.